Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 25th Annual Binghamton Athletics Hall of Fame induction ceremony. We celebrate two induction classes here, of course, with COVID-19. That caused a lot of issues last year. We're happy to be back. This is a wonderful gathering here tonight. Two induction classes, the class of 2020 and the class of 2021.
Welcome back to the players, the athletes, family members, friends for this great event. And congratulations to those athletes who, some of you took 50 years, 60 years to get here. But we knew you were going to get here sooner or later.
So when you go third, you realize that you just had to cut out parts of your speech because the first you said it. And I promise I won't be as long as Pete Birdie was a few years ago. So my hope is that the student athletes who were in attendance today at the game, when they had the Hall of Famers walk on the court today, that they were inspired by what you did as Colonials and what you did as Bearcats. So tonight we're going to celebrate the achievements of 6 individuals and 2 teams that span 6 decades.
Being recruited and deciding to come here, I was asked, why did you come to Binghamton? They don't have much of a wrestling program, it's brand new. Well, in addition to having an excellent academic reputation, I give credit to my coach, Steve Erber. In Coach Erber, I felt that he was someone who was sincere and would have a real honest interest in guiding me and mentoring me throughout my time here. As it turned out, I found that he was indeed a great coach, leader, and team motivator. I came to look upon him as an excellent role model and mentor for me.
We think about our journey in life differently when we are young than when we get older. Not necessarily better or worse, but our views about it are different. When we start, we think about goals, success, status, winning championships, etc. Don't get me wrong, I love winning and always work hard to win and be successful in everything I have been involved with. But when we get older, we think more about the moments, the people we met, the friends we made, and the extended family whom have become a part of our journey.
I had an amazing experience during my time here as a student athlete. I not only had the opportunity to play soccer for a successful program, but I had a chance to grow as an athlete and a young woman. I met the best friends of my life, my teammates, many of which traveled near and far to be here today. In fact, I accept this recognition today because of them. We have laughed, we've cried, we're each other's biggest supporters and each other's biggest critics. In fact, I want all of my teammates to please stand up and be recognized, because without you, I would not be standing here today. Okay, you can sit down.
It's a vast understatement to say that life was different back then. In my freshman year, we had to wear beanies. I think no longer. Our basketball games were played 60 years ago in the East Gym. We could never imagine in that faraway time there would even be an event center. The campus then had 2 girls' dormitories, 2 boys' dormitories. That's a secret. We wore, for our games, Chuck Taylor Converse sneakers. Our shorts were short. We did not have an EMT or a fitness coach. No games were taped. Sometimes we traveled on buses to away games, sometimes in station wagons.
I had the perfect set of coaching staff for this college. They took me under their wing. They read me as an individual, and I respect them for that. They coach you as an individual, and I think a lot of the coaches here at this university share that same characteristic. You're not just a number. You're not just a generic wrestler. You're not a generic athlete. You're an individual, and they treat you that way, along with like our medical staff. you get treated and put together in a way that your body needs to perform at a high level.
When Mr. John Hartrick sent me the plaque draft for approval, I was pretty impressed with what was just read. I had no idea if it was accurate, but I told him it sounded great and I'll take it. I had no idea of the stats that I had and of all those doubles, probably because I was too slow to make them into triples, as has been duly noted. For me, it wasn't about the stats. It was about showing up, working my hardest, trying to be better than I was yesterday, and being a good teammate. I always had high expectations of myself and never wanted to let myself, my teammates, or my coaches down.
Teaching me that success has to first start within, for teaching me to think long-term, and for teaching me that prior planning prevents poor performance. Also like to thank our sports information director, David O'Brien, for his unbridled enthusiasm for many cross-country programs. We kind of get left behind, and David was just, I can't be thankful enough for how enthusiastic he was for myself and for my teammates, and he just really loved the sport.
It has been 25 plus years since my teammates and I walked off the field in Allegheny, Pennsylvania for the last time as a unit. And my phone died. Sorry about that. But we never walked away from being a family. In thinking back on my years as a collegiate athlete, especially as a member of this team, I will be forever grateful for the life lessons, the friendships, and the experiences that I shared with each and every one of them. When I reflect on what made this team special and worthy of such distinction here today, the answer can be summed up in one word: grit. We were not undefeated, we did not win a national championship, and we did not break any NCAA records, although Coach would probably say we did. But I can proudly say we did put Bingham University softball on the map, and we played the game with passion and resolve, second to none, and created the legacy that still exists today.
With that, we've reached the end of our ceremonies for this evening. How about one final round of applause to both the Hall of Fame induction class of 2020 and 2021.